So let me ask a straightforward question to you. Which system do you prefer? A paper-based system or the paperless system? That is the exact point of discussion today. We will try to understand the advantages and disadvantages of both the systems, and maybe based on to the final conclusion, you will be able to decide whether paper-based system is good for your organization or should we switch over to a paperless system. Hi, my name is Bhaskar Napte. I am the founder of Pharma Growth Hub and I am on the mission to provide an absolute clarity on such a very important topic within the pharmaceutical sciences. So let us begin our talk with the paper-based system, which is the old system. And let us begin with the positive side of the paper-based system, that is advantages of the paper-based system. The first and foremost, it's a simplicity. It's a very simple system. Anyone can use and operate by using the paper-based system. Just record the document as written into the procedure, execute the steps as written into the procedure, and probably you will be able to meet the requirement. So it is easy to implement. It is easy to implement, especially in a smaller organization where digital transformation is still in the progress. Now, this system is certainly going to help in case if there is no digitization happen into organization. You are still using the old system. Electronic records, electronic data is not your cup of tea. In that company, I think using paper-based system could be a great advantage rather than moving towards the paperless system. The second important advantage of paper-based system is tangible records. So physical documentation can be easier to review and verify for some inspectors or auditor. So this could be a personal choice of people who have operated in the paper-based system. Someone may find paper-based system quite easy, and that's advantage having the paper-based system. The third important advantage of the paper-based system is the low initial cost. So it does not require any IT infrastructure or there is no need of any digital tools. And because of that, yes, the cost of the system is going to be low. But there are certain disadvantages of the paper-based system. So what are the disadvantages of the paper-based system? It is time consuming. You are going to require a lot of time because of manual entry. You need to retrieve the data, and which is going to be a quite labor intensive. Many people are required to manage the data, especially paper based system, and to record the data, manage the data, you also need a huge amount of time. So it is the labor intensive and the time consuming system. That is the first disadvantage of the paper based system. The second disadvantage of the paper-based system is the error prone. Means there is a great amount of risk in terms of data entry, maybe in terms of calculations, and also in terms of keeping these hard copies or this actual paper that you have executed. So it is very human intensive. That is the first point. There is maybe risk of the data entry. There is maybe risk of doing the calculation error, and it is very intensive in terms of keeping the record executed. The third disadvantage of the paper-based system is the storage and accessibility. You need to have the physical storage, and that is not the small storage you need. You need a big archival area for storing this physical document. So going to require the physical storage space and can be challenging to access and organize efficiently. It is not that easy to access the stored document of maybe 5 years or 10 years old. You have to keep all the records, traceability in the place. When the document was issued, when the document was retrieved, when the document was stored, all that details must be in the place, and that itself can pose a great challenge to the organization, especially to the quality assurance team. What is the fourth disadvantages of the paper-based system? Risk of damage or the loss. So paper documents are vulnerable to damage like water or fire and can be lost or misplaced. And once you miss the document, it is going to become a very Herculean task for you to justify that is this activity was actually done, because you do not have a documented evidence to show to the auditor. So risk of damage or loss is very high in case of paper-based system. And last but not the least, it also impact onto our environment, because we need papers, and papers are gets generated, manufactured out of the trees and the plants. So in other words, we are actually killing our environment by implementing the paper based system. So these are the five disadvantages comes to my mind. So please let me know in case if you have any additional disadvantage related to the paper based system, or in case if you have any additional advantage of the paper-based system, please do put into the comment box below. Let us now switch on to the paperless system. So what is meant by the paperless system? Means you are not going to use the paper to record the data, but you are going to use the electronic systems to record the data. And electronic systems can be electronic laboratory notebook, that is ELN. It could be laboratory information management systems like that is LAMS. It could be a different quality management systems like TrackWise. It could be a document management system that is DMS, electronic batch record like EBR, ERP or enterprise resource planning is very common and widely used. Clinical trial management systems or CTMS, or regulatory information management system like RIMS, in addition to the electronic common technical document or ECTD. So these are the examples of paperless systems, and we'll talk about now the advantages of the paperless system. Let us talk about the efficiency part. Is paperless system efficient? Absolutely yes, because it is automated with the data entry, right? There is a automated analysis going to happen, and reporting time gets saved, and you also need to have the lower manpower, reduced manual workload, and because of that your manpower is also going to get saved. So overall the paperless system is going to be an efficient system as compared to the paper based system. The second advantage of the paperless system is accuracy and its consistency. So it is less prone to human error, ensuring more reliable data, because your execution is dependent on to the designed systems, and that is the electronic systems now. And because of that there is no much human intervention, and as the human interventions are minimized, the accuracy and the consistency of the systems get improvised. The system becomes more reliable, the data becomes more reliable. That is the advantage of the paperless system. The third advantage of the paperless system is easy access and the storage. So electronic records are easily accessible from anywhere and don't require physical storage space. Now this is the biggest advantage of the paperless system. There is no need of physical storage, but it is also very important to realize that the data is going to be easily accessible. You may be sitting at different centers of your organizations. You can retrieve the data from multiple locations within the single click. That is the advantage of the paperless systems. The fourth advantage of the paperless system is it is the environmental friendly, because there is no need of paper, there is no need to cut the trees, and it is certainly going to sustainability is supporting your sustainability goals, right? It reduces the paper use. It's eliminate the paper use in some cases. Scalability and integration. The fifth advantage of the paperless system is the scalability and the integration. Can easily scale with businesses growth and integrate with other digital systems like LIMS or ERP. So it is very easy to scalable the electronic records. If one lab can use that, multiple other labs can use that. If the one team can use the same system, the multiple teams present into your organization can use the same system. So scalability becomes very easy, and you can integrate different functions: quality control, quality assurance, manufacturing, regulatory affairs, so that we can be very much sure that the information is shared across the team at a fraction of time. That becomes the advantage of the paperless system. Let us now understand some disadvantages of the paperless system as well. And the first disadvantage is the higher initial investment because it requires the IT infrastructure, it requires the procurement of the softwares, right? So because of that, it becomes the uh, intensive investment at the start, and there may be the recurring cost of the licenses and etc. So yes, this is the an additional cost you have to bear in case if you want to implement the paperless system. The training and adaptation. Now this could be the issue for some organization because staff need trained to adopt a new systems which can be time consuming. So what is the background of your staff? Do they understand the electronic records and electronic systems? Do they have the computer education? So that becomes the very important point. In case if they don't, then that can become the bottleneck for implementation of the paperless system. So training is very important. The third disadvantage of the paperless system is dependence on the technology. So you realize heavily on IT infrastructure, making it vulnerable to technical issues or cyber threat. It happened in the past that many companies have got attacked by these cyber hackers, and companies have lost their huge amount of data. So that is the one another disadvantage of having the paperless system. The fourth one is regulatory compliance. Ensuring that paperless systems meet all regulatory requirements can be a complex. How you are going to mitigate the 21 CFR part 11 compliance, that is something needs to be think of while implementing the paperless system. So finally conclusion is now the first one is the choice between paper based and paperless system depend on various factors including the size of the organization, right? This is the first point. The complexity of the operations, regulatory requirements and the budget constraints. So depend on to your organization side, how the operations are simple or complex, what are regulatory requirements, what is your budget available. That will define whether you can select paperless or paper-based system. The second conclusion point now, while paperless systems are becoming increasingly efficiency due to sorry the while paperless systems are becoming increasingly popular due to their efficiency and accuracy, but there are still some companies, organizations may still prefer paper-based systems for their simplicity and ease of use, especially where digital transformation is gradual. So these are the important points one has to consider implementing paper-based system or the paperless system. Let me know in the comment box below which system do you prefer. Thank you so much.